evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Mitchell Ringos. Well, the stunning revelation of Toronto Mayor John Tory's resignation came late last night and has sent shockwaves through members of council and a sense of disappointment among those living in the city. As of now, Tory is still mayor as he has yet to formally submit his resignation, leaving the city's political landscape in disorder. CTV's Austin Delaney reports.
The streetcar glides past Toronto City Hall today, where last night Mayor John Tory dropped a bombshell.
During the pandemic, I developed a relationship with an employee in my office in a way that did not meet the standards to which I hold myself as mayor and as a family man. The relationship ended by mutual consent earlier this year.
On board that streetcar, there is shock at the sudden turn of events.
It's kind of embarrassing.
I think it's really inappropriate as a leader to be having a relationship with staff members.
And also unexpected from him because it wasn't really in character what his public image was.
I don't think that the mayor has a responsibility to be a moral or a relationship guideline for the people in the city.
He just got reelected.
Never one for a life of politics herself, Tory's wife Barbara Hackett was by his side when the steady Eddie Tory won in 2014. Again by his side election night 4 years later. But if there was any hint of a crack in the relationship, it might have been spotted on his third record-breaking term this past October. His wife and family were nowhere to be seen on stage during his acceptance speech. And she was not by his side last night during Tory's shocking revelation that he'd been in a relationship with a staffer more than half his age.
It came at a time when Barb, my wife of 40-plus years, and I were enduring many lengthy periods apart while I carried out my responsibilities during the pandemic. As a result, I've decided that I will step down as mayor so that I can take the time to reflect on my mistakes and to do the work of rebuilding the trust of my family.
Social media did not take the news kindly, one post saying, "Disgusting. So during COVID, we couldn't see or visit our families for months, but Tory manages to have a fling." Tory's abrupt resignation comes a little over 3 months in sweeping into a third term.
He was campaigning for re-election. He knew full well what he had done and nonetheless decided to continue on as mayor and seek re-election.
Political pundits agree Tory had no choice but to step away from the job he loved.
I think John Tory comes from a sort of a school of thought that I did something wrong, I screwed up, and I have to take responsibility for it, but only until he knew that the story was coming out. So there's still a lot there. But it's really the questionable judgment. I do think that there are questions about what his legacy is going to be. Right now, however, it's just about this, that the mayor got caught cheating and he had to resign.
Just up the street from City Hall, Queen's Park, where Premier Ford issued a statement that reads in part, "John will be remembered as a dedicated and hardworking mayor who served as a steady leader during the most difficult days of the pandemic. He united Toronto behind an optimistic vision for the future, and I will miss working with him to see it come to life."
That was CTV's Austin Delaney. Despite some suggestion from provinces that Ottawa's new health care funding proposal falls short, local MP Marcus Pawlowski, a former ER doctor, insists it will help a lot. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau met with premiers earlier this week, offering $196 billion over 10 years, including $46 billion in new money. Thunder Bay Rainy River MP Marcus Pawlowski, who has over 40 years of experience in the field, welcomes the announcement. He says the funding will help address the shortage of frontline workers, including the number of doctors in remote parts of our region, improve access to mental health services, and reduce surgical wait times.
We've certainly needed more money in the system for a while. Certainly I've been advocating for that in a whole bunch of measures, including, importantly, making it easier for foreign-trained graduates to be able to work in Canada, because that's really the only way of rapidly addressing doctor, nurse, PSW shortages. So I'm really glad to see that come to fruition, and that more money will be coming.
The precise allocation of funding must still be negotiated between the federal and individual provinces. Those discussions have already underway. Thunder Bay has named its organizing committee for the 2024 Ontario Winter Games. It's made up of 30 members and features some familiar faces. That includes co-chair Barry Strebe, whose extensive resume includes chairing the organizing committee for the 2020 Special Olympics Canada Winter Games. The remaining members represent a variety of sectors, including tourism, business, health, and marketing. Tracy Smith also serves as co-chair. She says a lot of residents will be needed to help put the games on.
We will be doing a lot more volunteer recruitment in the upcoming months. You'll see opportunity for folks to sign up. About 1,000 volunteers we figure will be required between now and the end of the games themselves.
The games are expected to bring more than 3,000 athletes and coaches to the city next February and an estimated $6 million economic impact. Over 100 snowmobilers took advantage of today's warm weather and hit the Minnesota trails for the Easter Seals SnowRama event to raise money in support of children and youth with physical disabilities in Ontario. Jessica Clement has the details.
Over the past 18 years, SnowRama has raised more than $500,000 in support of children with disabilities. With the funds, Easter Seals have been able to help families purchase mobility and accessibility equipment and access summer camping opportunities. It's been 3 years since Grand Portage Casino has been able to hold the Thunder Bay SnowRama event, and Easter Seals Manager of Community Engagement, Rhonda Harrison, says they're excited to be back.
The Thunder Bay SnowRama in Grand Portage is our biggest SnowRama that we have, and we haven't had that revenue coming in. And it usually kicks off the fundraising season for the whole year, so we're excited to be back. It's a huge impact on what we're able to provide for the families.
This year, 125 riders took part and went sledding on the trails of northern Minnesota. Snowmobilers had 2 routes to choose from, a long ride that was 120 miles or 193 kilometers, or the short route, which was 35 miles or 56 kilometers. Brett Turner, lodge manager at Grand Portage Casino, said they're excited to hold SnowRama again, and the event has created buzz in the rural community.
We're happy. There's an effect all around the community. It's been huge. The energy is back. We haven't done this in a while, so I'm glad we're all here today. It's been a few years since the world shut down, and now we're back from the brink. You can't go wrong.
More information about the SnowRama event can be found on snowrama.org. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
A Thunder Bay crop researcher is being recognized for his lifelong commitment to Ontario agriculture. Dr. Tarlok Sahota, director of the Lakehead University Agriculture Research Station, is one of 11 individuals who will be inducted into the Ontario Agriculture Hall of Fame this June. To qualify, honorees have to demonstrate visionary leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Sahota is the first person from Thunder Bay to receive this honor and was nominated by the Thunder Bay Federation of Agriculture for his work managing and sustaining the Agriculture Research Station. He has authored hundreds of publications and extensive articles with local farmers relying on his research to make their businesses more profitable and environmentally sustainable. The inductees will be recognized in a ceremony on June 11th, bringing the total number of inductees recognized to 256. Tourism Thunder Bay is hoping to attract more people in the city as it launches the 2023 Thunder Bay Experience Guide. This year's edition is in partnership with Fort William Historical Park, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary. The annual guide includes information, stories, facts, and maps related to tourist attractions in and around Thunder Bay. The 2023 edition prominently features the historical park and what it has to offer, including the upcoming celebrations for its anniversary. General Manager Patrick Morash is hoping the upcoming events will bring large crowds back to the fort.
We had a really good rebound this year with people returning to the park. We're still missing our Midwest U.S. Visitors, so we're hoping that the border opens up a little bit more. So if we can attract in the order of 20,000 to 30,000 people to come to our special activities through the year, that would be really good.
You know, the fort is a foundational attraction in our tourism ecosystem here in the community. It's welcomed millions of people from around the world. It's considered one of Canada's top outdoor attractions. So it fits right in with our tourism strategy to promote Thunder Bay as Canada's premier outdoor city.
The Experience Guide is available at the Thunder Bay International Airport and a variety of visitor centers across Ontario. It can also be found online at visitthunderbay.com.